Very much this week, you're kind of forward facing, deciding where am I going? Where is this going? What plans do we need to make to take this further? The Three of Pentacles can be working with other people. We see a group of people here. Let's have a look. So you have a few cards with other, well, you have the Two of Cups there as well. So this is about, this can be a compromise card. It can be getting recognition for the work you've done. But for me, mostly what this card is about is collaborating with other people. Could be in a partnership, family, work colleagues, whatever it is. And deciding, where are we going to go? What's the plans here? And I always see it as mind, body and spirit. Three kind of parts coming together to work here. Now, you can't really see it clearly in this. You usually have one person doing the work, the kind of physical aspect of it, the body part, right? One of guy usually has the plan, so that's the more kind of mind part for me. And the other person's the one that's kind of pointing out and saying, do this, the spirit kind of part. So it's putting all those three elements together and putting together concrete plans. This is real stuff that we're going to do. Pentacles is all about real world stuff. It's earth energy. And it feels like whatever you're pushing forward with, maybe even to ask someone like, you know, what are we doing? Where's this going? Even that, it might take courage. Why do I say that? Because we have strength coming up here at the heart of your reading. Some of you may be dealing with a Leo. Remember, the signs don't own the cards though. With strength coming up here, this talks about your own inner strength. The courage to go for what you want. It's not about being pushy, and I can't see you guys being that way anyway. Not about losing your temper, not about passions running too high. This is about that inner resilience. I know what I want. I know I have the courage to do this. It's kind of very internal, but it's strong, right? Strength does say you have the strength to overcome any obstacles. What are the obstacles? Is the obstacle working with other people? That you have to collaborate? Is there something you have a plan of where you want to take this, but you know, you're getting kind of not negative feedback, but just other people are not on board, or it's that back and forth? Because it is compromise with the Three of Pentacles. There might be, it is about compromising, and that's usually an energy that you guys are pretty good with, but it kind of feels like you have to step it up a little bit and not be as compromising. If you know where this needs to go, if you have a clear view of this should be the plan, or this is what I see the future as, say it. Strength would ask you to say it. Now we have the Wheel of Fortune coming up as a past or foundation energy, and I would say that, you know, the past is last week, last month, last year. We have to know where we've been to know where we're going. And so where have you been? Well, you've been through a time where it feels like you've not had much control. As much as we talk about all the beautiful aspects of the Wheel of Fortune, or the wheel as it's called here, and about fate stepping in and all of that, but that's fate, right? You're having to deal with things outside of your control. Opportunities may have come in, or, you know, other opportunities from what you wanted. This is the change of the seasons, and we can't control the seasons. So it kind of feels like whatever was going on before, it's been out of your control. But there have been opportunities. Maybe you took some of them, maybe you didn't. The Wheel of Fortune can talk about something coming back round again. Second chance at something. You tried to do something again. But it's coming up in the past. So, you know, I feel like this is going from a time where you didn't have control. You know, maybe you were just going with the flow, going with what was presented to you. You had to deal with what you had, right? The options that you had. Wheel of Fortune. Where's that left you? Well, it's left you with the Ten of Wands. It's left you feeling burdened. The Ten of Wands guy, have a look at him. Like, he's carrying those wands. He's not actually carrying them the best way that he could, you know, because they're kind of willy-nilly. They're not even tied up nicely together. No one's making him carry them. He's willingly carrying this burden. But it kind of feels like with the Three of Pentacles sat above this, because this card does talk about delegation. You know, sometimes get other people to help you if they can. Why should you have to carry it all by yourself? Especially with the Three of Pentacles out there. And that might be what it takes, courage and strength, to say to someone that, you know, look, yeah, I know we took this opportunity. Yeah, I know we're doing this, but I can't carry this all by myself. I need you to carry some of it. We need other people here. This can't all just be on me. Because the Ten of Wands, it's a 10, it's the completion of the cycle. We have cycles coming in here as well, and here. And I see the 10s as not the completion, but the outcome of the completion. I always see the 9 as the end. When we get to the 9, we know what's done, we know where we are. So the 10 is what's the result of that cycle. Because it goes back to a 1, and, you know, that's a 10 as well. Now, what we have it's kind of interesting, actually. So we have a 10 and a 10, and we have a 2 and a 20. So that's a 2 as well for me. And that kind of feels like it doubles up, right? You get more coming in. There's not just you by yourself. There's not just a 1, not just an individual. There's 2 now. And if you can do that, put down the burden, not carry it all by yourself. Understand that you don't need to do this by yourself anymore. Where does that lead? Because remember, the future never just happens. It's when we work through the energy in the present. And for you, it's going to be putting down that burden or getting someone else to carry it with you. Having the strength to do that, right? Where does it lead? It leads to the 2 cups. The 2 of cups, where someone has the same vision as us. We realize that, there's someone who loves and supports us the same way we love and support them. Now, I've been talking a lot in a lot of readings about the Ace of Cups and the 2 of Cups, because I think that those 2 cards are some of the most misunderstood cards. I know a lot of people look at the major arcanas and they don't understand them. I actually had, another astrologer or someone say to me once that they didn't fully understand the Judgment card, and I explained it to them. It happens. Even there's cards that I did not understand for a long time while I was reading that I'd had problems with. Temperance or Hierophant. And I think a lot of that is because we have problems incorporating that energy in our own lives. Readers are just people as well, right? But the ones that I feel get most misunderstood is because they're so simple in their meaning, but we try to make them into more. And it's always about the energy, how we incorporate in our life. We have a problem. So a lot of people who only see love as romantic, who only see love as, when you connect with someone, that's it. That's your person. That's your life partner. It's done. It has to be perfect. They think the 2 of Cups is the be all and end all of all romantic relationships. And that is not at all what the 2 of Cups is. It's not what it is. It is a profound connection. Because think about it. We started off with the Ace of Cups. We talk about cycles here, right? And it's big in your reading. Where you have your cup. You know what's in your cup. What you take forth into the world is your own cup. And it's overspilling with your own love, your own whatever emotions you have, right? So I always say it's important to know what's in your cup, because you're about to meet someone who matches your cup. That's why, when we're feeling lonely or we have no self-worth, we'll meet someone whose cup matches ours. They can't give us self-worth and they can't remove our loneliness. They make us feel more of it. So that's when, soulmate relationships go wrong. It is one of the soulmate cards, but soulmate relationships can be some of the most difficult, and soulmates come in all walks of life. But what this, I feel, says in your reading is, this is someone who's on the same page as you. And I think you sorely need that, especially if you've been struggling with this burden. Here's someone that you connect with. This can be the perfect romantic partner who comes in. But, you have a connection. Where you take it now is up to you. The free will of both people. We're only at step 2. We have to get to the 10, right? The 10 of Cups, the happily ever after. But we're not there yet. We've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then the 10 before we get there. And that's why I think people do themselves a disservice by just stopping at the 2 of Cups. But what you do with that connection, this can be the perfect friend that comes in, This person comes in and they are just, if we're feeling lonely, think about it. You can never manifest a beautiful romantic relationship from loneliness. I've done a few podcasts on manifesting relationships and had to go about them. The thing is, when we're lonely, we will just get people that make us feel more lonely. So imagine you manifest a friend and you're having so much fun with this person now. Even if you want romantic love, you're having so much fun with your friend. You're never lonely. You feel loved. You're just having a laugh. That's raised your vibration. You will find a romantic relationship out of that. Maybe not with that friend, but with someone else. So that's what there's always a deeper meaning to the cards, and I try to explain it. That's why I kind of go into it so much, so people can make the most out of these energies. That's coming up in the future. That could be a business partner, especially with this coming up. You might have this group that you're trying to get your vision across and they just don't get it. But when you have the courage to speak up and say, no, I'm not doing all of this by myself. Everyone needs to take the burden. We're going to do this. Whatever your idea is of the future, someone steps forward and says, yeah, Libra, I've got the same vision as you. I've got the same vision as you. Let's do this. But it feels like even to go forward with this, you need strength, right? Courage. It's not all swimming and beautiful. It never is. I always think the best things, they require courage. And that's why when things frighten us, I always say run towards them. Like, you go and enjoy them, because the fear is that we're going to get hurt. It's because that's the boundary of our comfort zone. If you push beyond that, there's just wonderful new experiences for us. That's what this feels like for you. What's the advice here? What's the advice? The advice is judgment. And judgment talks about a judgment call needs to be made. I kind of really see you, Libra, this week kind of stepping up and just laying down the law, kind of just saying that I'm not doing this. I'm not carrying the burden. That's what this is. I'm not doing this. Or you're putting it down, even if you don't have to tell anyone else. Because you're going to look back at all of this, all the stuff that's happened, this last cycle that you've been through. What did you learn from it? What have you gained from it? Have you changed from this? Everything always comes back round. You know, everything's a cycle. Whatever we're doing right now, we're going to revisit it at some point. That's just how it works. Maybe not with that same person or the same company or the same work. We'll go to another one, and, you know, everything that we learned will come back to us. So this is about forgiving those things that need to be forgiven. Ourselves, other people, understanding what happened there. And then you make a judgment call. And it's called judgment because once that's made, that's the end of that cycle. You've done the revisiting of it. You're going to start something brand new. You're going to face the future without fear and go forward. Now, for some of you, this is because any kind of previous relationships you've been in, they have been burdensome to you. They always ended up like this. So the courage is to go forward into a new one. But things have changed. You've changed, right? See, I was talking about manifestation. I love it when you do that, Oracle cards. Thank you. Like attracts like. If you are longing for more love in your life, you need to be more loving. Whatever is in your cup will be matched. That's why it's very important. If you're going to, do you want to carry this forward? If this could be an existing relationship, this is a deeper connection then. Even if you're with someone, it's a deeper connection. But what baggage are you bringing into it as well as them? Like, because they will match that. They will have their own shit then. So like attracts like. Sorry about that, Libra. Let's see what it is. Oh, go the distance. I love this card. What go the distance says is that you will reach the end. You will reach the end. You know, you're going to reach that finish line. You will go the distance. But sometimes it feels like you're not. Sometimes it feels like I'm paused. Nothing's progressing. Nothing's going. I'm just laboring under this burden, right? And this card says sometimes it's going to be fun and exciting, fast-paced, moving forward, like the cheetah. The cheetah can sprint so fast for like short amounts of time. But it's not sustained. You can't sustain that kind of speed. And sometimes it's going to go slower. And it's about knowing that, you know, even though there's lulls in the energy, it doesn't mean that it's over. It doesn't mean that you're still not progressing forward. All of this is about the journey, right? Enjoying the journey. It's not just about the destination. You're going to get there. You're going to get to the destination. It says, dear you, oh my, things are stirred up and change is upon you. This is cause for celebration. No need to be nervous. But know that it's okay to be afraid when faced with the uncertainties of life. The funny thing is that courage doesn't get mustered in the absence of fear, rather in spite of it or even because of it. Step into the unknown now. Let go of the branch you are clinging to and let spirit take the wheel. God, everything's coming up here. And help steer you to your highest good and most wonderful adventure. All you need to concern yourself with is choosing courage as your ally. Leave the rest up to us. There's a load of miracles being shipped your way. Remember what philosopher Joseph Campbell said. Take one step toward the gods and they will take 10 towards you. We're all doing the destiny cha-cha on your behalf. That's right. Don't be afraid to dance. Loving you always. I want to say this for some of you that some of you are in relationships that are this. They're a burden. And it's asking you to drop that burden because there's an even more beautiful connection coming in. But that takes strength and courage to do that, right? But how do you see your future? For others of you, it's about you might be considering ending something or, you know, thinking, I don't want this as a burden. And you've just maybe not asked someone to carry the burden with you. You know, if you haven't, some of you have. And then that tells you everything, right? If you've asked someone to carry the burden with you, whether that's your lover, your friend, whatever, and they haven't, that's an answer in and of itself. But if you haven't, then it's about asking and then there's that support that you want. But whatever it is going to take courage. You know, the whole thing of strength, it's a beautiful card, beautiful energy, amazing energy. I love it. But the presence of strength in a reading shows that there is something that requires your strength. It wouldn't come up otherwise. If you didn't need it, if it didn't take courage for you to go forward to whatever it is that you're trying to create here.